Good morning, 47. We have a lead on the Shadow client. ICA White Hats have traced the anonymous data received by our clients to one Olivia Hall, brilliant young hacktivist and suspect in a dozen cases of cyber vandalism. Using onion routing with state-of-the-art encryption, Hall went to a lot of trouble to stay untraceable. She is good, but we are better. Her digital trail has led us to a remote farm in Colorado, where satellite footage has revealed what appears to be the training camp for a private militia, led by an already registered target, Sean Rose, Australian environmental terrorist and explosives expert wanted for a series of public bombings. Rose was spotted near the scene of Thomas Cross's kidnapping, which makes him our prime suspect for the Shadow client. Spurred by Eric Soders, the ICA Board of Directors has asked us to infiltrate the farm and eliminate Sean Rose, along with 3 other prominent militia members. Ezra Berg, retired Mossad interrogator, Penelope Graves, former Interpol anti-terror analyst, and finally Maya Parvati, former assassin and gunrunner for the Tamil Tigers. I'll be honest with you, 47. I consider Eric Soda's reasoning hasty and ill-advised. Now, we cannot go against the wishes of the board, but we can conduct our own investigation. Whether a direct threat to the ICA or not, we need to know the Shadow client's true agenda. I will leave you to prepare.
Hello and welcome to another video with me, Christian Rauchenball. Now in this video I'm going to show you one way of how to complete Hitman's Freedom Fighters mission in Colorado with a Silent Assassin suit-only rating using the default starting location. This run works for anyone, even if you're playing the mission for the first time, and the only item you'll need outside of your lockpick and coins is a silenced sniper rifle that you can stash in the southern farm perimeter shed that's already available when you play the mission for the first time as well. Theoretically, you could also pull this off without the sniper rifle, but it's easier to pull off the shot that will cause the accident kill of our first target using a sniper rifle. Additionally, you also should turn on the mission timer in your game settings to be able to time the shot perfectly. For the purpose of that accident kill, I'm using the Seeger 300 Ghost that you can unlock by completing the Chiveo calibration escalation contract in Marrakesh that you can find a guide for by clicking on the card in the top right corner of this video. I initially planned this run as a Silent Assassin suit-only sniper assassin guide, but even after it took me almost 7 hours to plan and complete it in one go without using save games, I only realized during editing that it's obviously not a sniper assassin run since we're killing one target in an accident kill as well. Considering how long it took me and that there are a few tricky spots during the run, I recommend that you save the game in between so you don't have to replay the easy parts over and over again like I had to. And last but not least, don't forget to like, subscribe and enable notifications, and with that let's jump directly into the mission.
Welcome to Colorado.
One thing that's important in this mission is that you do not skip the intro here, because while the intro is playing, all NPCs are already moving, and by letting the intro finish we ensure that all NPCs are in the exact same place for you as they are for me during this video.
Mercenaries and terrorists, hackers and spies joined by an unknown common cause. Satellite scans indicate that the command room is below ground inside an old tornado shelter. Only Rose appears to have access, however, so to get inside, you will need to get creative. This environment is hostile and highly alert, so tread carefully. Good luck, 47.
Once the intro finishes, you want to head straight ahead and to the right here and vault through the window in front of you to pick up the suitcase that contains your silenced sniper rifle and the coin on the left of it. With that, turn around and get out through the window again, turn right and proceed straight ahead so we can make our way towards the main house that contains most of our targets, or at least will contain them at some time in the future. You don't really have to be very careful here. The only important thing is that you walk here on the left on this path. Because we watched the intro, the guard that you can see on the right now shouldn't be an issue whatsoever, and as long as you take a little cover here then in front on the right, he should not be able to spot you and you can just keep running straight ahead. Once you approach this part of the level where you have two guards guarding the entry on the right, you have to stick to the left. You shouldn't walk all the way on the left, but roughly in the middle between the fence and the concrete blockade, and continue straight and then approach the door on your right here that you can open with your lockpick. Once the door is open, walk inside and immediately to the right and straight ahead, and you will see the gap in the fence on your left that you can use to vault up. Continue straight ahead. Press B on your Xbox controller to take cover, and then immediately X to subdue the guard that's leaning against the boxes here. And with that done, turn around and approach the other guard here immediately and subdue him as well. Make sure to pick up his gun and then start dragging the body back to where we subdued the first guard, because there in the left corner is a crate where we can now stash both bodies so they are not being found and don't risk our silent assassin raiding. With both bodies stashed, make sure to pick up the second gun and then your suitcase, equip your pistol and shoot the camera that is above the door here. Run down here and use your lockpick to open the basement door, and then once inside, head straight and slightly to the right so you approach the guard that's in here from behind, and use your suitcase to knock him out. Once you've knocked him out, make sure to drag the body into the corner back here and stash it into a crate, and then go back and pick up the keys he dropped as well as your suitcase again. Also, obviously, don't forget to pick up any weapon he might have dropped, and then continue on your way straight ahead and to the right behind the stairs here, where you can now drop the submachine gun and additionally take out the sniper rifle from your suitcase. After that, pick up your suitcase again and make your way up the stairs through the door at the top and then immediately to the left, and then take the stairs on your left again. If you've timed this right, you will come up as the guard on the right is walking towards the back of the house, and you can then just follow him and knock him out with your suitcase roughly here, and just drag his body into the closet that's further ahead. With him knocked out, we actually are going to now work on the last step of the mission to get the face mask that gives us access to the tornado shelter. For that, you retrace your steps back here and you use instinct to keep an eye on the two hackers inside. You will have to wait a little bit, so I'm gonna fast forward a little bit as well for them to leave the area here, which will give you the chance to enable the 3D printer. Once the second hacker starts to leave the room, you can slowly enter the room, and once he's in the other room, enable the 3D printer to start printing the mask. After that, immediately head back out and again wait here, because one of the two hackers will go and investigate the situation. Again, after that, you have to wait for the room to be empty again so you can pick up the 3D printed mask of Sean Rose that you'll later use to access the tornado shelter, which is part of the mission when you play it for the first time. With the mask in our possession, you can head back out, and then to the right on this balcony you can stand in the door here, use your sniper rifle and aim towards this hay ball here. You can zoom in all the way and adjust your aim so it fits, and then you just zoom out without adjusting your aim. And by enabling instinct, you will be able to see Sean Rose and Maya Parvati in the bottom left corner slightly below the minimap. This here is, by the way, why we had to make sure to enable the timer in the user interface so we see the exact mission time, because we now have to wait until 6 minutes and 15 seconds, which will be the exact moment you have to shoot this hay ball to kill Maya Parvati. You may be tempted to pull the trigger early right now because Sean Rose is walking below, as we can see faintly. However, he would not walk below the hay ball and you actually would waste an opportunity and ruin this run. Therefore, I said you'll have to wait until 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Slightly before that, you can zoom in, and when the timer hits 15 seconds, you can press the trigger and with that kill your target. Then immediately turn around and run down the stairs, as you can see, because the next targets are approaching, and just enter the crate here. That part here might be slightly different for you than it is for me, because during different runs I've encountered different timings. It's possible that Penelope Graves walks in first, but usually Sean Rhodes should walk in first as well. Either way, even if she walks in first or if both walk in together, she will continue to the back of the house, whereas Sean will stand for some time in front of the clock. And once you have an opportunity, so once the guard walked upstairs, she walks to the back of the house, you can get out of your crate and simply subdue him. With him subdued, you now want to press right and left bumper simultaneously on your Xbox controller to place a coin here on the floor and then drag his body downstairs into the basement, where you can either kill him right now then with your gun or simply wait for a little bit later when we drag our next target down as well. With him down here and, like in my case, already executed, you now want to walk to the top of the stairs and use your instinct to watch your next target. You don't necessarily want to open the door, I just was checking that the coin is still there for some reason. And again, you just want to wait for her to start to walk out of the house. And once she walks past the door, you can open the door and walk up behind her and subdue her as well. Since this is taking a little bit, I'm gonna fast forward to the point right now. As said, eventually she will walk past the door and you can now open the door and just sneak up behind her, and when she's in the middle of the room somewhere, just subdue her. I was hoping that she would notice the coin, which she apparently didn't. Anyway, with her subdued, you want to first drag her a little bit around here so the guy that's standing in the kitchen and will eventually walk away doesn't see you dragging the body. We now patiently wait for him to continue in his routine, and once he walks around the corner, we can drag her body downstairs as well, and then again just shoot her in the head with your sniper rifle or a pistol, since unfortunately, because we killed one of our targets with an accident kill, anyway will not unlock the sniper assassin challenge. Last but not least, with the bodies here, you can now go here and overdose the hostage they are holding to speed up Ezra Berg's journey, because once you start the overdosing, he will start his journey to come into the basement, which means I'm again gonna fast forward a little bit until he enters the room. Once he enters the basement, you can either shoot him with your sniper rifle or, like I do, walk up behind him, subdue him and then shoot him, or you could snap his neck. It doesn't really matter at this point. With him dead and taken care of as well, the last thing for you to do is to make your exit, which you can do through the tornado shelter since we picked up the required mask earlier. If you're playing the mission for the first time, this will be a requirement, and you will also have a cutscene and will have to investigate a couple of clues in this room. If you've already finished the mission before, you can just continue straight and take the exit here, and with that you will have finished the mission, if not as sniper assassin, at least as silent assassin suit only. That's it for today. Don't forget, like, subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss out on future videos, and with that I'm gonna leave you to it. Till then, bye bye.
Rose is gone.
It was me, wasn't it? They tracked me. I don't believe it. I took every precaution.
Rose knew the risks. They all do. You did well, Olivia. I am proud of you. Now listen. The ICA knows about you. They kept you alive because they needed you, and now they don't. We won't talk again. Not until the storm is over.
I don't like it. This man, you know what he's capable of. You need to end this now.
I ran away as a boy. My friend and I. Away from that place. We came upon a small farming community. The people were dirt poor, but this woman, she took us in. We were awakened the next morning by the shots. A dozen people lay face down in the snow. Our warden didn't like to leave witnesses. They shot the woman and her family last. They made sure that we watched the whole thing. This is your gift, the warden told us. Your gift and your curse. Touching lives only by ending them.
You know
better than anyone.